All right, I am live. Hopefully, this will hold. Since no one else is using the internet right now, everything should be a-okay, hunky dory, all that good, happy, fun stuff. Let me just tweet this out in case anybody wants to do some stuff, chit chat with me on this one. Let me get the link to it. All right. And hey, what's going on, Dis 2007? What's going on, Oscar? What's going on, Garrick? Yeah, we're gonna be talking about all that stuff. I'm getting my bearings. My 2 day old infant daughter is finally asleep. Uh, okay. Let me just copy that, and then also put it in my Discord. Okay. Okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. I know. Okay, so here's what you guys should know right off the bat. YouTube got rid of the Google Hangout. They got rid of it for some reason. I don't know why. Probably one of their more useful features is gone, because I enjoy it because it allowed me to just kind of fire up a stream and not have to worry about a camera. Right now, I can't do much in regards to camera. I might be able to get something rigged up this week, but it's going to be a bit of a hassle. So I'll have to wait and see what's going on with that one there. It's just I have people in town, so it's hard for me to do everything I need to do. Plus, I had to take down the camera to get footage from the baby being born and all that fun stuff. Which, if you've never gone through the process of watching a child being born, don't do it. It is interesting and horrifying at the same time. I cannot tell you. Actually, I can tell you. I will tell you guys what happened. We'll give it a second because we got a few people that are jumping in. All right. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about the Snyder Cut M Days, 100%. If you guys have any particular stories that are popping up you want me to take a look at, tweet me at mjarbo, or come into the Discord. If you're in the Discord, I believe there's a link in the video description. You guys could jump in. There's not a link. Okay. Let me create a link. If I could figure out how to do that for some reason. Invite people. There we go. All right, we're going to put this one in. Okay. There we go. So if any of you want to join into the Discord, you can do that by doing this. Yeah, I did hear about the Home Alone thing. Again, I've been so fucking preoccupied. It's not even funny. Not even funny how preoccupied I've been with everything that's gone on. So there's that. Okay. All right. So I think we're good there. Tweeted it out. Talk to people. That's that. Okay. So let me look through what's going on. Okay. There's the Hulu Plus thing. That's interesting. Apparently, the review just dropped for Playmobil the movie. No, I'm good. I'm good without doing that one, but all right. So let's talk about the whole situation involving my daughter. So my daughter Violet was born at 10:07 p.m. on the 4th, which is a full day before we had intended it. We had actually intended to schedule the induction for 7:30 in the morning on the 5th. But this baby did not want to wait until 7:30 in the morning on the 5th in order to have to come on out. So Sunday, my girlfriend tells me, she's like, hey, she wakes. So I go to bed. I get home from running some errands Saturday night around like midnight, and she's like, you know what? I'm not. I'm starting to feel some things. I'm starting to feel like some contractions. I might be going into labor, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, I gotta go to bed because the last time I didn't listen to her when she said she was having these contractions, and I was up until like 3 o'clock in the morning, and she woke me up at 4, and she was like, I'm in labor. We need to go to the hospital. And I was like, just wrecked. So I'm like, I'm not going to make that mistake twice. I am going to get myself up, to get myself a good night's sleep. So I went to bed, and she woke me up at 6:30 in the morning, and she's like, I'm having contractions. So I immediately kick into that mode of like, oh my God, we got to go do this. We got to go. And I'm doing that. And I'm getting ready to get up. I'm like, oh, get my glasses, grab my phone. And she's like, no. It's fine. I don't need you to, you're fine. I just want to let you know where it's at. We don't need to go to the hospital yet. And I kind of, she's like, just go back to bed. I'm like, what the fuck did you wake me up to tell me this then? Like, why did you wake me up to tell me that we don't need to leave? Like, let me sleep. So then I tossed and turned for the next couple hours while I just kind of was waiting there, like a prisoner in the gulag that knows that the next round of torture is going to happen. And every pin drop is just that moment of, oh shit, are we at the time? That didn't happen though. Obviously I'm being hyperbolic. So we ended up going to the hospital a little later on because she thinks it's time. So we load, our daughter up, and we load her everything, all the go bag, everything we might need. And we go to the hospital, and she gets checked out. And they're like, yeah, no, you're not dilated enough. So we're going to kick you out. And her mom had just gotten into town. So we all left, came back to the house. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to get some work done then. I go make some videos, got to do my job, make that money. And so then around about 8, she's like, okay, this is it. This is it. This is go time. We got to go to the hospital. She's like, contractions are 4 minutes apart. And I'm like, oh shit. All right, let's do this. So everything was still in the car. Her and I get in the car, and we drive down there. Thankfully, her mom was here to watch her daughter. And so we go to the hospital, get her checked in, and they examine her, and they're like, oh, you're at 5 centimeters. Yeah. It's time to, you got it. Let's get you locked and loaded. So they take her back, get her in the room. They're there for maybe 10 minutes. And keep in mind, we got there about 9 p.m. Right, 9 p.m. we got there. And then she goes, they're like, oh, your water just broke. And I'm like, oh, shit, man, this stuff's moving. I have no idea how long this is going to take, but apparently this is happening pretty soon. And my girlfriend's like, hey, can you go to the car and get our stuff? And I'm like, yeah, no problem. Problem with it is, though, is it was after 9 p.m. So the front gate, the front entrance to the hospital was closed. So I had to go all the way. So I walked out, went to my car, which is parked right in front of the front entrance. And then I call my dad to let my dad know what's going on. And as we're talking, I'm getting the stuff, and I have to walk all the way around the hospital. And as I'm walking all the way around the hospital, I get another phone call from a number I don't recognize. And I'm like, I better go. I think I better get back. So as I get back to the room, I go walking in through the door, and it's literally every nurse is in there and the doctor's in there. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And they're like, the doctor's like, oh, good, you got our phone call. Yeah, it's go time. And I walk in, and it's like walking into an active crime scene. There's blood everywhere. She didn't even get the epidural. She's just in pain. My girlfriend's screaming up a storm because, this baby's coming. And I'm sitting there going I don't know what the hell to do. What do you need me to do? Because the last time we had our daughter, we had a midwife there, and the midwife was making sure I was part of it. And she was really kind of guiding everything. Really, I really cannot recommend a midwife enough if you are going to have children. That may seem like a weird kind of hippie thing to do, but it's they really keep you in it and calm, and they create an experience. This was clinical as fuck. You know what I mean? This was everyone in there, everyone has a job to do. Everyone has a position. My girlfriend is thrashing and screaming on the bed. She is in so much pain. I'm like, what the hell do you need me to do? And they go, just be the dad, be here for support. And I'm like, I don't understand what that concept means at this point, because I can't do anything. I'm sitting there going yeah, you're doing great, hon. You're doing fantastic. I have no idea what to say. And then literally I was in there for what felt like probably 15, 20 minutes. It felt like that long. It was so long. And it was like 3.5 minutes later, and then my daughter was born. 10:07 p.m. Baby Violet was born, and it was crazy. Uh, it just cracked me. Like it's so weird to like you know to just kind of be in that position where it's like you're not, because as a guy, we're not feeling any of the pain. We're not experiencing anything involving trying to get like a golf ball through a garden hose sort of situation. We're just there, like we're just there in like the peanut gallery of this experience. And then like they get the baby, and like I cut the umbilical cord, and it was like so clinical, and we get everything going, and then they wrap the baby, they hand me the baby, and so I'm holding my daughter for the first time, I'm holding her, and I'm looking down at her, and she just looks like a grumpy old woman. She still has that resting grump face, which is what we've been saying. She's beautiful, but she's got this resting grump face, and so I'm trying to like I'm looking at her, and then I'm like, do I take a selfie? Like, how do I call people about this? How do I do these things? And then ultimately we got it all sorted out and got all situated. We just got home today. We just got home today, and so now comes the process of acclimating, right? Like trying to figure out a routine, because like we got here, like my sister had come up, her mom's in town, my dad and stepmom we're already coming by. Like my other sister came by. Like everyone's coming by. Everyone wants to see the newborn. I don't understand that about newborns, by the way. There's not much that's spectacular about a newborn. I mean, if it's not yours, there's nothing that is spectacular about a newborn. It's just it's a baby, right? They don't do anything. They don't coo, they don't caw, they cry, they feed, they shit. And what they shit is like tar. It's called meconium. It's this sticky it's like this weird substance. This is what they're getting out of their system before the solid poops, or at least the really runny stuff happens. Anyway, the point I'm trying to get through here is everyone wants to come by when you have a kid. What they should do is to wait till the baby's like 6 months and can actually be interesting to look at. That's my take on that one. No, but she's great. We got her home. We got her fed. Got her all looked at. Got everything going. And she's finally I think going. She's finally asleep. And our other daughter, who is 20 months, is having a little bit of trouble. It looks like she's having a little bit of trouble. So there's that. And in the meantime, that's what's been going on. So that's the story of everything. And anyway, so hold on. Okay, so let me take a look here at my tweets, see if anyone has. All right. Okay. Okay, so I got a question from Peter Quill on Twitter, saying, "What do you think? Kevin Conroy finally playing Bruce Wayne and Black Lightning? Is he playing Bruce Wayne in Black Lightning? I know he's playing Bruce Wayne in the Crisis on Infinite Worlds. I didn't read the press release. I've been kind of busy, so I kind of missed. I missed that. So that's that. I mean, I think it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I at no point. Thank you very much, Runs of Phantoms. I definitely am excited to see what happens with Kevin Conroy getting to play old Bruce Wayne. This is clearly Batman Beyond territory. I think if I were Kevin Conroy, I'd be doing some serious training, because I know Kevin Conroy's he's getting up there. He's got to be in his 60s. How old is he? Like, he is 63 years old. That man is a national fucking treasure, in my opinion. He's 63 years old. Yeah, he can still do. I mean, if Harrison Ford could beat some ass in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull when he was 60 fucking 8, or 63, or however the fuck Kevin, he was in that movie. That Kevin Conroy can do this. I have faith. I have, I have lots of faith in Kevin Conroy. I really want to see that. What's this I hear about Dark Phoenix? This third quarter loss thing. Look, the thing is, they tossed their. Oh Jesus, they so fucking tossed. Um, Dark Phoenix under the bus. Like there's no other way to describe it. They threw Disney threw Dark Phoenix under the bus. I mean, like unceremoniously hucked it off an overpass as a bus was coming to make it look like a suicide, but it was a straight up murder. It was a straight up damn murder, and I will get around to talking about that as we get through. So, let me see here. Okay. And Crisis Black Lightning has been announced. Okay. Isn't Black Lightning is a show? I don't have cable TV, and when Hulu dropped their deal with the CW over those Arrowverse shows, I just stopped watching. I did. It was like, oh, I was watching them, and then like they went away, and then I'm like, I have to wait till when now? June? I just forget. Honestly, that was a deal that I think really killed a lot of the CW momentum. Let's see. Would I rather see a Batman Beyond live action or a Daredevil movie with Charlie? Oh, fuck you. Why not both? Why not both, Garrick? Black Lightning wasn't a part of Arrowverse? That's weird, man. Why wasn't it? Like, why would you do a show like that and not have it be part of it? Anyway, I would rather see, oh God, probably a Daredevil movie with Charlie Cox than a Batman Beyond live action. If I had to guess, and if I had to choose, and the reason why is it has everything to do with the fact that I just prefer, I just really like Charlie Cox as Daredevil. I want to see him take on Bullseye, like actual Bullseye. I want to see Kingpin return. I want to see those shows return, and I think they will. I think they are. I think they are going to come back. Let's see here. Do I think Venom 2? Oh, I can watch CW's on. It's another app to kind of manage, but okay, I'll keep that in mind. Do I think Venom 2 will be used to connect Sony Universe to the MCU? You know what, man? Here's the thing. It would be stupid of them to not do it. And I say that in Sony's part. Marvel doesn't give a shit. Like Kevin Feige, Kevin Feige wants to use Spider-Man. And they'll work with Pascal only to a point. The worst thing that Venom 2 could do for Marvel is be successful. If these movies tank, they'll be in a better position to buy back the brand. And Sony, outside of like their consumer electronics, isn't necessarily doing very well. So you have that could work out. I don't know. I think they should do it. Venom 2 will be part of it. But they could also try to not. Maybe we'll have to wait and see. Let's see here. We should have had a Black Widow movie in Phase 2. Completely agree. Black Widow being the opener of Phase 4 feels like a throwaway. I mean, hell, most of Phase 4 feels like a throwaway. It makes sense to throw it away. It does. It makes sense for it to be a throwaway. But that's about it. Have I seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? I have not. I just have not had the time. This past week has been pretty crazy. What do I think of the Home Alone reboot? I think it's stupid. You're not going to be able to recapture that magic. Never mind the fact that, like, looking at Home Alone through the lens of nostalgia 1 and 2, you'll never be able to recreate that kind of experience. You'll never be able to recreate that kind of phenomenon. And helicopter parenting now is so much fucking worse than it was back in the day, that parents groups would come out and they would just be like, oh my God, what are you doing? What do you mean this child is beating? You can't do that. He's going to stop the robbers by he's going to stop the robbers by snapping his fingers to let them know that they're being bad. He's going to take away their gold stars. That's what would happen. I mean, Kevin fucked those dudes up, man. Oh, let's see here. Someone should make a movie about Sisyphus. Yeah, should it be anyway. That's kind of a dumb comment, but whatever. I get the joke. I don't care. Let's see here, and we're just gonna. There we go. Do I think that the MCU Phase 4 is going to go full SJW? Is it rhetoric? It's going to be rhetoric, man. It's all rhetoric here. This is the thing is people want to look at it. They think Marvel Studios is Marvel Comics. It's not. Marvel Comics has like very piss poor editorial standards. Marvel Studios has Kevin Feige. Feige likes character accurate depictions for the most part. He understands when things need to be changed to make it more thematic. There are things he wants to add, like he does want to add diverse characters, and there's nothing wrong with having diverse characters. There's nothing wrong with having women directors or black directors or Latino or Asian directors. There's nothing wrong with any of it. I think to a lot of people, though, the biggest problem is it's how it's presented, right? As if it's this groundbreaking thing. I think people get annoyed at that. Like, instead of just it being a movie that's like that's directed by a woman, you're now kind of waiting for them to like pull out some odd archaic statistic, you know, or apply it to something else because someone's trying to get traction on an article or push a narrative. And this happens. And the problem this is one of the bigger problems when it comes to reactionary videos on YouTube is that a lot of people react to the article and they think that that's a direct connection or a direct wing or line to the studio when it like never is. Not saying it never happens, but just saying like for the most part, like vast majority of it's not the case. It's the author putting their spin on it and then the person reacting to that author's spin, but ignoring it's the author making that spin and treating it like it is the status quo. And it's wholly disingenuous to do that. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty sure I've done it. I'm more aware of it now than I was back in the day. So I'm like, I try not to do it as much. I try to like look at it in that particular perspective. But yeah, I don't think Phase 4 is going to go SJW. I think people want it to go. I think it's certain people, certain channels want Star Wars to be lame. I think they want Marvel to go SJW because they know how much money they're going to make off of it. They want the product to fail in order to profit. And that to me, and I think you guys know some channels that do that. And I think that's a big part of it. I think that's one of the biggest problems with YouTube right now is that people profit off of negativity. If I do a video that's over something negative, then it gets better than something positive. That's true. If it bleeds, it leads. You know, that's the old saying, and that's actually accurate. I try to frame things, I think, in a bit better way. I catch a lot of flack because people will be like, every time I mention Alita, I bring up Captain Marvel. And I do that because it trolls people. So, let's see here. What's my favorite Disney Star Wars movie? Rogue One is my favorite Disney Star Wars movie. Do I think that Black Panther was overrated? Yes. It's not a bad movie. I liked a lot about it, but I think it was definitely overrated. And I think like the joke I made after I saw it was really good to finally see the first female-led Marvel movie because Black Panther had very little to do in that movie. Okoye and Lupita Nyong'o, whose character I can't remember right now, and Shuri were like the leads in that film, in my opinion. They did great. You hope Keanu stays away from the MCU. I think so. I think people want him to be. I think they want him to be. Moon Knight or something. I'm not worried about it. Let's see. Ooh, Mashark, thank you here for the $5 super chat. There are some things I do wish the MCU did differently. I didn't like how Professor Hulk was portrayed. Anyway, thanks again for doing that collab. Yeah, no problem. Meek Shork. I can't ever pronounce it correctly. We did a podcast a while back. Nerd Report is always negative. That is true. Yep. Nerd Report, always negative. Always negative. We get into these like 3-hour conversations where I'm usually yelling at Lewis. Let's see. Both Captain Marvel and Alita suck. It's not that Captain Marvel was objectively not a good movie. It wasn't a terrible movie. It was kind of a mediocre film. And at the end of the day, that's worse than being a bad movie. Alita is a solid film with a lot of emotion, a lot of heart, and a lot of technological advancements for what they did. And I think it told a more complete story. You know, you had, if you look at it from like the fish out of water perspective, which is what they did with both films, both Captain Marvel and Alita, both featuring a super powered female coming to grips and terms with her own identity and what her own abilities are. Alita made her vulnerable. It actually took things away from her. Captain Marvel, when she realized that she no longer could be controlled and she metaphorically broke her chains, she was unstoppable. She literally went through a ship. She punched her way through a ship. Punched her way through a ship while surviving in space. I mean, like, okay, you know, okay. It took a punch from a power stone, from the power stone, to kind of take her off the battlefield in Endgame. Thanos literally had to hold the power stone and punch her in the face to take her off the battlefield. Otherwise, it would not have mattered. There's very little that character has from this particular version of her that is even remotely vulnerable. That's it. Goose the cat, Flurkin, take care of himself. Everyone fears him. Maria Rambeau is going to become her own hero. She's going to be in WandaVision, you know, the grown-up version of that. So it's like that's the thing I hate. You know, I mean, Black Panther could have had the abilities taken away, right? What can Captain Marvel ever have the abilities taken away? No, of course not. She's just going to end up doing whatever. Let's see here. DSP as the new Wolverine. Yeah, short, likes to masturbate. That'd be true. Thoughts on Keanu Reeves as Revan? That would be interesting. That'd be very, very interesting if they went that route. But I don't think they're going to bring in Keanu to a Star Wars film, and I don't think they're going to do the Darth Revan storyline. Although that'd be great. Cosmic Book News is expose clickbaiting. Cosmic Book News is one of those ones. I've noticed that like right wing commentary and news reporting in pop culture is a very, very, very niche market. Cosmic Book News, One Angry Gamer, they play it up. I think it's like what Bleeding Fools the same way or something, or no, Bounding into Comics, same way. It's right leaning, but it's a lot of clickbait and it's a lot of speculation and hyperbole. And I read One Angry Gamer a lot because he covers stories I find interesting, and I do have to at this point now skip past his rhetoric or counter his rhetoric when I read from the article. Let's see here. People criticize Disney and Disney responds with no movies for you. You get no access. Only really in one case, and that would be the LA Times, and that was them criticizing Disney's 14-acre expansion in Anaheim, and then they pulled press coverage. So there's that, but you know, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Meek Sure Care $2. I would have liked Steve X Carroll. I think that would have been. No, I'm gonna disagree. I would not, man. I don't think Steve would have liked her. I don't think Steve would have liked. I'm like Captain America would have liked Captain Marvel, right? Because he's like an old fashioned guy. If he would, it wouldn't have worked. It would have been a boring relationship. Peggy Carter brought out the better part of his strength. You know, Captain Marvel, although there was the joke that it's possible that she did actually date Star-Lord at some point. There was that would have been kind of funny. They brought up. Alex here says, so no Alita 2. Not right now. I'm hoping that the movie's out. I was at Walmart tonight and I had to run an errand. I'm at Walmart and because it's Tuesday and I haven't done a Blu-ray therapy in a while and I apologize for that. But I went by the DVD section and the top row of the DVDs of the new releases at Walmart was still Alita Battle Angel. In fact, that had more copies available than Detective Pikachu, which its Blu-ray was sold out, but Alita was still top rack. Underneath it was Hellboy. So people are buying Alita. I think word of mouth in that movie is going to do real well for the home video market. We're not going to know how much they sold digital because they never released those numbers. But I am hoping that the movie does well enough to warrant a sequel because I think it deserves it. And I mean, if James Cameron is like, hey, we're going to crowdfund a sequel, I would throw down cash. Do I think Captain Marvel is a Mary Sue? Yeah, I actually do. I don't think. Yes, I would argue Captain Marvel is a Mary Sue. I would. Yeah, I would agree with that. Let's see here. What's my thoughts on the Forbes article about DC Marvel Comics Plus getting shut down, reconfigured? I don't know if I didn't see that article about DC and Marvel getting shut down, but neither one are selling that well. I mean, Marvel Comics does. They sell the comics sell, but it's like you can see in the last 10 years, like the numbers have dropped. But then again, we do not see the digital sales, so we don't know how well they do digitally. I mean, if there was no money, then there wouldn't be that. That's all I'm saying. If there was no money, there wouldn't be anything. Kuzco is the best prince. Yeah, I was actually looking for a movie to watch on Netflix tonight with my daughter, and I almost popped on Emperor's New Groove. What's going on, Warren Smith? How you doing, buddy? Let's see here. Scarlet Witch, way better than Captain Marvel, 100%. That line of hers in there, like, you took everything from me. I don't even know who you are. You will. And just like the whole thing that was a good scene. That was a great scene. I had like goosebumps from that one. I'm like, ooh, Scarlet Witch gonna fuck you up. But at the same time, she literally just came back in the fold. So she was still in that immediate anger, that immediate rage mode following the death of Vision. So it's like, there was that. That was pretty cool. Thoughts on Speed Racer 2008? Oh, that movie is fucking perfect, dude. I don't get that movie. I don't get that movie catches a lot of flack that it does. I don't get why. I think Warner Brothers did a bad job with marketing it. I think the fact that they opened that movie a week after Iron Man in 2008 was a bad call, but at the same time, nobody knew what Iron Man was going to do. Nobody knew that Iron Man was going to be the big thing. Here's what you have to remember about May 2008. It was Iron Man. Then it was Speed Racer. Then it was Nothing for a Week. Then Prince Caspian. And it was Iron Man, Speed Racer, Prince Caspian, and then Indiana Jones. That was a huge month. Because Iron Man, people wanted to see it, right? First Marvel Studios movie. It did well, really good word of mouth. Speed Racer, I mean, that movie is one of the, that movie got people to buy Blu-ray. It's such a good movie to watch. If they did a 4K restoration of that, I would buy it in a heartbeat. Plus it was a good movie. It was just a good movie. Like, I don't get the hate. But then Caspian, coming off of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which 3 years earlier, or 2.5 years earlier, had done really well. But then The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was clearly a winter movie. Prince Caspian was clearly a winter movie that they wanted to release in May, thinking that it was going to be good. And then, of course, you have Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which nobody foresaw that to be what it was. So there's that. But anyway, as for Speed Racer, it's just a good fucking movie. Let's see. Okay. Thoughts on Lady Sif wanting to be Valkyrie's queen? Well, I mean, what's that show, Blind Spot, that she's on right now? What's her name? Jamie Alexander, that show's ending, so she's probably going to want to get back in the MCU. Could Carol be Peter Parker's mentor? They were close in the comics. I don't know, maybe. I don't think at this point Peter necessarily needs a mentor. I mean, if we're talking about someone who lives in New York that could advise Peter, Doctor Strange would be there. They have a better relationship overall. Let's see. It would be so sad if comics were shut down and revamped and reprinted as propaganda. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Do I have any hope Star Wars Episode 9? Yeah, I think it's going to be good. I think JJ is going to bring it. I do. I think JJ has absolutely, literally no fucking choice but to bring it. No one is watching the movies. No one's reading comics. They aren't boring. What are they going to do? I don't know, K Burgess. Who is reading the comics? Who's watching the movies? I don't know what you're talking about. Thoughts on Joss Whedon shows? Never been a huge fan. Firefly, I think, is good, but also overrated. Dollhouse is okay, but also Fox, so they were going to kill it. And Buffy, I never got into. Do I know there's a Witcher show from 2001? I don't. That's crazy. Thoughts on Super Babies Geniuses 2? Certified, I saw that movie. No, I saw the first movie. I never saw the sequel because, I mean, I only have one life. Kevin Smith has vowed to get Clerks 3 back in action after reconciling with Affleck. Yes, but I mean, of course, I'm excited for Clerks 3. I know Jay and Silent Bob Reboot took parts of Clerks 3 and parts of Mallrats 2 and put them into this movie because it's, I mean, clearly Jay and Silent Bob Reboot is going to be fan service, View Askew fan service, the movie. And as a longtime fan, like 25 years sort of thing, or definitely over 20 years, I'm 100% on board with that. I don't have a problem with fan service if it's done right. So I'm on board. But Clerks 3 would be really good. I think Clerks 2 was his most personal work, and I really, really liked it. Let's see here. What's my best TV show? I don't really have a best TV show. I mean, I don't know. I like Stranger Things a lot. I thought The Boys was absolutely fucking amazing. And yeah, I like Game of Thrones season 8. Fucking sue me. Thoughts on the Hunger Games movies? They're number one was lame. It was bad. It was just bad. I forget the director on that one. It was the dude who did Seabiscuit. Was it Gary Ross, I think? No, who did the fucking Hunger Games movies? Let's see here. Gary Ross did it, and then it was Francis Lawrence. So Gary Ross did the first movie, which was fucking god awful. I don't give a shit what anyone says. Gary Ross, like he did Pleasantville, which was great. He did Seabiscuit, which was god awful. He did Ocean's 8, which was pretty bad. And he wrote Big and he wrote Dave, which I really like both of those movies. But the dude, the guy is, no, Hunger Games was bad. It was a bad movie. It was so not what the book was. Now, Francis Lawrence came in with the Catching Fire and fucking like actually created a good movie with a lot at stake, right? Like the third film was really good. There was a lot at stake there. And then they did Mockingjay Part 1 and Mockingjay Part 2. Mockingjay Part 1 is the most pointless movie to come out in the past 10 years. And I say this, and I mean this legitimately, and I'm saying this even in regards to fucking Twilight, which did its Breaking Dawn Part 1, Breaking Dawn Part 2. Oh my God, let's break them apart. Mockingjay did not, Part 1 didn't need, there's like fucking 10 minutes of shit happened in that movie. You could take Mockingjay Part 1, and I would love it if a fan edit did this. Take Mockingjay Part 1, chop out everything but like some fucking highlights, because nothing happened in that movie. It was so dark. It was so boring. And then they finally brought over Mockingjay Part 2, which then like had all the action. And even that was like too big, but you just put in like maybe 35 minutes of Mockingjay Part 1. You make Hunger Games Mockingjay 1 3-hour movie, and you fucking end it. That movie, it was so bad. It was so good. I was so excited to see it too, because I really liked Catching Fire. I didn't care for the first Hunger Games, but I really liked Catching Fire. So hyped for Mockingjay Part 1. I was so let down. Let's see here. Thoughts on Disney remaking Home Alone. I already talked about that, Ian. I will go over it in a video. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. I'm going to get into doing some articles because I have to take the baby to a what's it called? A doctor appointment tomorrow. So I'm not going to have a lot of time to get any work done. Okay. All right. Let's see. You think Disney is creatively bankrupt? Yeah, Disney, they said today they're going to be remaking The Great Mouse Detective, but a live action. Okay. I mean, it's got to be for Disney Plus because they're doing the live action Lady and the Tramp, and that's for Disney Plus. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, no Clerks without Jeffrey Anderson. I agree. You hope we get a sequel to Fury Road, Joey. Me too. So nuking the fridge. Actually, it's funny because Nerd Report runs nukethefridge.com. Do I think the Uncharted movie will be good? Yes. If the script is there and Tom Holland can bring it, Dan Trachtenberg will deliver a solid movie. Oh, I got a super chat here. I didn't see. I'm so sorry. Eric DiRigi says, spot on at Mockingjay Part 1. I do feel the same way about Deathly Hallows Part 1. Deathly Hallows Part 1, though, at least had something. It had an ending. It had an ending that felt like it was an ending. It wasn't just like, oh, hey, we're going to pull PETA, we're gonna bring in the Navy SEALs to extract PETA and then have it be the end of the movie. It was like Dobby sacrificing himself to save Harry and Dobby dying. That was a solid end to that particular, like, that half. Now, I will say this. This is really funny. This is actually also 100% true. I read all the books, right, with the exception of the last half of Deathly Hallows. Something happened in 2007 where I never finished Deathly Hallows, and I got about halfway through. I got right to the part, like, basically where the first half of the movie ended. And then so what I opted to do at that point was I said, okay, I'm not gonna finish the last half of the book. I'm not gonna finish reading Deathly Hallows. I want to go into the last movie blind to see if I still enjoy it. And I did, and I felt that Deathly Hallows, like, it to me, it felt like it had more of a purpose than Breaking Dawn Part 1 and Mockingjay Part 1 and Divergent, the whatever the fuck the Part 1 of that last book was, that completely killed the entire franchise and completely killed breaking movies into two parts. I mean, you could argue that The Hobbit, taking one small prequel fantasy book and expanding it into like 9 hours of content, was maybe taking it a tad too far. But I still really liked The Hobbit. I'm sorry, Desolation of Smaug is fucking amazing. So there's all that. In my opinion, what is the best Harry Potter film? In my mind, the best Harry Potter movie is, I would argue the best one is the first one, because Sorcerer's Stone, for me, I remember seeing it when I was 19. I remember seeing it, a lot at the theater, because I just started working at the drive-in in San Diego that year. And I had my sister had given me all the books to read, and I read all 4 books before the release of the first movie. And I really liked it. And I love the design. I think Chris Columbus did a great job with Sorcerer's Stone and with Chamber of Secrets, and he did a great job adapting those books, because it kind of felt, I mean, definitely, was it Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone was like 276 pages, right? The book was small, it was tiny. And he really did a good job adapting it. Minus Peeves, you fuck. And then definitely, then as it went from there, it really jumped off the fucking rails in Prisoner of Azkaban. Like, I'm sorry, I know you might enjoy Prisoner. I've gotten advice people over this one too. Alphonse Cuarón did a great job with directing the Prisoner of Azkaban, and I will agree. He did a great job doing all that. He did a great job with everything. But the biggest problem was that it was not a Harry Potter movie. It was based on Harry Potter, but it was so vastly different. So there's that. Okay, sorry, there's a couple super chats I missed here. Okay, there was one. Me Shorks has got to go. Hope all is well. Hope to do another collab. Yeah, we'll talk again soon. Did you have my email? And then Eric here says, $5 one super chat. Thank you very much. Well, why do I think Transformers last longer as intellectual property than G.I. Joe? I don't know. Maybe it's because the concept of G.I. Joe is something that isn't, like, it's hard to translate, right? Like, giant robots beating the shit out of each other and destroying the country or destroying cities, easy to do. Michael Bay did a good job in the first movie. I think we can all objectively agree that was the case. G.I. Joe just needs some good stories. I enjoyed the first G.I. Joe movie, Rise of Cobra. I think Stephen Sommer did a good job, but I think Paramount threw him under the bus on that one. The movie I think made some money, but at the end of the day, they threw him under the damn bus. I mean, the release of, what was it, August 3rd? No, August 6th, 2009 was the release of Rise of Cobra. No, it was 2008. It was like August 2008 was the release of Rise of Cobra, and then it was like on DVD on Blu-ray by November 6th. So 3 months later, it was already out. Like, they kind of just threw it away. Was it Joseph Kahn who did Retaliation a couple years down the road? I think it might have been him. He did a pretty good job with that one. I think he did a pretty decent job directing it. It was, I believe, Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, the guys who did Deadpool, who wrote the script, and you could tell it was totally tongue-in-cheek, self-aware. Plus, Adrian Paladecki as Mockingbird, I mean, like she's smoking hot. So there's that. Okay. Let's see here. I'm trying to go through the chats. All right. Okay. If Indy 5 is made, what should be the mystical MacGuffin, an esoteric subject the plot revolves around? Indiana. So Raiders and Crusade dealt with Western religion. Temple dealt with Eastern religion, or at least not so much Eastern, but like Indian. It's Eastern-ish. I always view Eastern as being more like Chinese. And then number 4 dealt with Peruvian and Southern Hemisphere, at least South America religion. And I would like to see, maybe something with China. I think it'd have to be something with China, but because it was going to have to be something with China because that's where the money's going to fucking come from. So obviously the next movie is going to be something involving China. I be okay with that one. Let's see here. KM here says he enjoyed Mad Max and Road Warrior, but couldn't get into Thunderdome or Fury Road. Thunderdome I get, but then again, come on, man. Who doesn't love the line? Who runs Boda Town? Master Blaster runs Boda Town. Like it's fucking Thunderdome, dude. It's all I can say about that is this fucking Thunderdome. And Fury Road though, it was so over the top. It was great. Let's see here. Mark Hughes said today that Zack Snyder has a Justice League cut that's 90% complete. The thing is, who is Mark Hughes? I Googled him and it says here that Football Manager. I don't know who Mark Hughes is, so I can't really talk about that. I don't know. So you have to give me a better idea on that one. All right, let's just take here. Okay. I'm trying to find the chat. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Tron Legacy underrated, 100%. Best movie soundtrack in a long ass time. Thoughts on Prince of Persia? Bad movie, dude. Like it just Disney. What the hell were you thinking with that thing? Let's see here. Okay. When is the next Transformers movie? I don't know. After Bumblebee, the franchise has potential. Okay, I'm gonna be definitely in the minority on this one. Bumblebee was not that good of a movie. I'm sorry. Bumblebee himself was awesome in the movie, but the movie had a terrible script. It was so badly written. Christina Hodson did a terrible job writing it. Charlie's character was so bad. Her motivations were so terrible. Watch the deleted scenes and you get a better idea about why they did some of the things that they did. But Bumblebee, the villains were not good. John Cena was too corny in every scene he was in. It was not a good movie. But Cybertron kicked some serious ass. If that whole movie would have been the war for Cybertron, I think it would have won. It would have won a lot more money. So there's that. All right. Let's see. G.I. Joe seems like a dead ringer for Michael Bay. Yeah, 100%. I think that'd be pretty good. Do I think Razorfist is a contrarian? I think Razorfist is sometimes an idiot. Let's see here. Okay. Goblet of Fire was a good movie. Goblet of Fire really poorly adapted a lot of that book, though. It did. It poorly adapted a lot of it. The end of Goblet of Fire should have been a fucking cliffhanger. The ending of Goblet of Fire in the book is fucking an insanely good cliffhanger. But the movie did not do it justice, just like it fucked up the Half-Blood Prince. It had, like, I mean, I understand sometimes thematically it's hard to do the translation, but like at the end of Goblet of Fire, when Harry finds out that Snape is a fucking double agent and that Snape has gone off to be with the Death Eaters because he's working for Dumbledore, it's like, holy shit, dude, fucking Wizarding World Civil War is upon us, and we find out that one of the worst assholes out there is clearly not as bad as we thought him out to be. Maybe they fucked that up because they wanted the ending of him dying in Deathly Hallows Part 2 to be like a way more bigger thing. But like anyone who's read the books, by the time Snape died in number 2, you already fucking know that Snape had Harry's back. You already know. He may not have liked him, but he fucking owed it to, he did it for Lily. We already knew that. You relatively knew that at least. Anyway. Let's see here. Okay, sorry. Okay, John M. Chu, thank you. Not Joseph Kahn. Thank you for letting me. I always get those two mixed up. All right. Just like, let's see here. Okay. I'm just trying to find the thing here. What's my hottest movie take? My hottest movie take. Oh shit, let me think here. Uh Frozen is an objectively terrible movie with poor motivations, terrible character arcs, and an absolute disaster as a role model for young girls. Although I don't think I'm alone on that one. Did I hear that Disney's rebooting Cheaper by the Dozen and Night at the Museum? I did. Night at the Museum I get, but I love Night at the Museum movies. So they're fun movies. I don't think they should reboot them. Just fucking re-release them. Cheaper by the Dozen, like I know that was a remake as it was anyway, right? But like it's Steve Martin and Bonnie Hunt, and I love both of them, so I don't care. Okay. Let's see here. Imagine going for a 6-hour car ride and listening to nothing but the Frozen soundtrack, dude. I worked at a movie theater. We at a drive-in. We played Frozen every night from November 2013 to March 2014 when it came out. Twice a night. I worked 5 nights a week. I heard Let It Go so many times that when I went to Subway for dinner and I thought I was away from it and it came on the radio, I legitimately was mad. And then now here it is all these years later, and I'm just like, I don't hate it. I'm apathetic towards it, which is probably not a good thing. Okay. Did I read that Sylvester Stallone and Dolph Lundgren? Wait, Disney turned down Sylvester Stallone and Dolph Lundgren because their pitch wasn't feminine. For what, Ian? I have no idea what you're talking about. Half-Blood Prince had no House of Gaunt or Dumbledore funeral. Yeah, well, no, it didn't have Dumbledore funeral because they wanted to leave it up. They wanted the cliffhanger for fucking Deathly Hallows. That's all it was, right? I mean, not only that, but okay, I'm gonna go on a rant here about Harry Potter. In the book, page 606, right? Snape kills Dumbledore. Bam. From there to the end of the book, the next like 60, 70 pages, I think it's around like 60, 65 pages, really. Hogwarts is on fire. It's a fucking war zone. You've got Dumbledore's army outright fucking shit up. Death Eaters are trying to break down the door. They're trying to fuck everything up. They're fighting everybody. The whole school is literally Mogadishu from Black Hawk Down, but with fucking kids and wands and shit. And it was such a cool scene in the book where like they're running through the fucking school and kids are like kicked over fucking tables and shit, and they're fucking, they're practicing their magic on the Death Eaters, and Death Eaters are getting tore the fuck up because they're like, God damn, these kids know what the fuck is going on. And the kids are doing it, and some of the kids are getting fucked up too, And then, of course, what does the movie do? The movie just has Bellatrix Lestrange running through the Great Hall. I killed Sirius Black. I killed Sirius Black. Like, fuck you, bitch. Who cares? Like, that shit was so fucking last movie. What the hell is goddamn wrong with you? And then they get to the end there, and like in the book, when Snape just reveals that it's him who's the Half-Blood Prince, right? It's this big reveal in the book. It's just all of a sudden like, whoa, what the fuck is happening here? It's this big reveal. And then in the movie, Harry's all like, you killed Dumbledore. And he's all like, but I am the Half-Blood Prince. I can't do that. I can't do Alan Rickman. But it's true. It's true. They fucked it up, man. They fucked it up just so they could have it be a somber lead-in for okay. I will say this though. While they didn't have the funeral scene, right? They did have the scene where everyone came out and raised their wands, and that was clearly as an alternative, as a substitute, and it was a good scene. But the biggest moment of that though was Harry at the end, during that, at the end of that, packing his things and going off in search of the Horcruxes. And I feel like that whole element of it, they just essentially kind of let it go. They didn't hit the high notes of what would have made that. Like J.K. Rowling really, or Rowling, whatever you fucking pronounce it. She had some really solid end beats that like even thematically, even theatrically could have been hit. But they just, like, Stephen Kloves kept consistently fucking it up. And it doesn't make it any better that the fucking Fantastic Beasts movies are, like, mediocre. I mean, they delayed the third film because J.K. Rowling can't write a screenplay because she's so far up her own fucking ass. Is J.K. Rowling George Lucasing Harry Potter? 100%. 100%. Let's see here. Okay, Runs the Phantom says, hold on. Okay, Nintendo Land will beat Hollywood, by the way. Yeah, I heard about Nintendo Land being Hollywood, but I want to travel overseas, so why not? How about Bad Boys 3? I'm MKKM. If you're still here, I'm 100% down for Bad Boys for life. I can't wait to see it. Would I be interested in a Harry Potter and the Cursed Child movie? Yeah, I'd check it out, but I'd want it with the original cast, not with the fucking, not with the cast from the stage play. Even though I've read the script and the stage play is kind of boring. What's the best movie out that no one is watching? In theaters right now? I don't know. I'm so far behind. I don't know. I don't even know it's out right now, to be honest with you. Temple of Doom is your favorite indie film. This comes from Runs with Phantoms, and the soundtrack is hugely underrated. And since the Peruvian thing on Indy 4 turned out to be aliens, what about continuing the alien theme in Indy 5? Well, they've already done the alien thing once. Continuing it could be a little bit, right? Temple of Doom is my favorite Indiana Jones movie. It's so much fun. I love that movie even to this day. You're right. The soundtrack's underrated. I feel like they were just, that was the most pulpy version of it, I think. Well, no, that's not true. I think Raiders did a great job with the pulp, but this really kind of expanded the mythology. So don't let time travel being indie. 100% agree. 100. Do I think there should be an Amazon movie? Basic. What do you mean? What's an Amazon movie? Would I like there to be more Harry Potter books? Joshua, you know what? No. Well, yeah. Okay. Let me explain. If, and I've said this before a long time ago, if J.K. Rowling was smart and wanted to see her brand continue until the end of time, for the most part, she should do what Lucas did, which is open up a Harry Potter expanded universe and have other writers come in and tell these tales, expand it out. Now, of course, she gets the final say-so. She gets to determine what's canon 100%. But just imagine how much money she would make in licensing fees. 2, how many cool stories we would get within the wizarding world that would really expand out the narrative and the mythology. And then there would be an entire new universe of things to pull from in regards to story and films and games and whatever. But no, Rowling, whatever, wants to write a fan fiction, because that's kind of what she's doing with this thing, Anyway, I don't know. I feel like if it was me, I would have done it. I would have opened it up, because I think there's a lot of story there, and you set some things off limits, but everything else is kind of fair game. I think getting, like, we would have gotten a whole bunch of Dumbledore when he was younger books, which would have been cool if the right author tackled it. We would have gotten, maybe a book about why Percy is a cunt and everything else. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see here. But I do think, real quick, I do think that HBO is going, and Warner Brothers is going to eventually adapt the books into being a TV show with a better adaptation. All right. So a new report indicates that Disney and ABC passed on Stallone and Dolph Lundgren's upcoming action drama series, The International, because it's not female focused. Maybe. Maybe. But look, okay. Here's the thing. And this is just true. And this is just true. When it comes to spending money, in this case of a TV series and getting advertisements, women spend more money than men traditionally on items. And so you want to have a strong female audience. Not to say she wouldn't get it that they wouldn't get it with Stallone and Dolph Lundgren doing a show if they were going to be in it, but they're in their 70s now. You know what I mean? Like the 60s and 70s. So it's like, I don't know if it's going to be the number one appeal. And if they can't sell ads, they can get ad buys on a show like this to a market that is going to be worthwhile to do, then the likelihood of their continuing to do it is going to be minimal. So that's something to consider. But then again, it could also be a show that if Stallone and Lundgren are going to do a show, that shit's for like Amazon or Netflix or Hulu or something. Not ABC, man. Network television is fucking toast. Who should play Jeff Bezos in an Amazon movie? Probably like a full-size flesh-colored dildo, because I really think it's got more personality. Have I seen Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman? Dude, I fucking love Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman. Steven Summers is such an underrated director. The Mummy, Mummy Returns, Van Helsing, G.I. Joe, Rise of Cobra, Odd Thomas. Good movies. Good director. Doesn't get the love he deserves in Hollywood. Okay. So, thanks for coming in, Dis. Have yourself a good night, man. Do I think time travel could work in Star Wars? No. God, I'm like really behind on this one. Okay, so let's see here. The woke industry killing itself. I think that they do bend over backwards in some cases, but at the end of the day, it's all about money. You know what I mean? It's always all about money. Okay. Do I think time? Let's see. Okay, time travel. I really fucking hate this chat thing. Okay. My hottest take is Game of Thrones season 8 was great. Yes, that's my hottest take. Okay. Could time travel work in Star Wars? It could, but I hope it doesn't. Time travel doesn't need to be a plot device. In the case of Endgame, it made sense that time travel would be used. What they should have done is destroy the time machine, destroy the quantum realm, the thing, at the end of the movie. They should have. We have one Pym particle left, you know, and Pym ain't making any more. So it's gonna take him a couple years to make new ones. I don't know. They could have done something. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of over time travel. Did I hear the Amazon Lord of the Rings series is getting 20 episodes for one season? Because I know they're doing 5 seasons, Joshua. Do I think Elizabeth Banks is a good director? I haven't seen any of her movies, but Charlie's Angels trailer looked pretty terrible. So I don't know. Did I see Bernie on Joe Rogan? I saw the clip of Bernie talking about UFOs and shit. So there's that. Like, I saw that one. And of course I retweeted it, and you know, we may disagree politically, but I like Bernie Sanders quite a bit. Let's see here. DSP is Jeff Bezos. Wow. I can't do a DSP. Let's see here. Do I think that the Invincible comic book series is becoming... I don't know anything about the Invincible comic book series, so let me take a look here. I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna Google it. Let's see. It's an Image comic books universe. Okay. Is this let's see. Invincible is the son of Omni-Man, an extraterrestrial superhero. Huh. All right. Let's see here. Amazon, this is a year ago, Amazon announced they had greenlit the adult animated adaptation of it, set to consist of 8-hour-long episodes of an animated show, an hour-long animated show? Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, after the success of The Boys, it would make sense. I think we're gonna get the best comic book stuff over on Amazon. Because if you guys have seen The Boys, let me know. Let's see here. What do I think would make a good live action? Who do I think would make a good live action Thrawn? Someone once said Tom Cruise, and like that's all I see now. So, just Tom Cruise's Thrawn would be super interesting. It's probably for the first season of Lord of the Rings. Yeah, that makes sense. Given how much money they're going to be spending on it, having a 10-episode season might be a little bit on the side, but 20 episodes, if it doesn't have a full story, it could be pretty bad. How about Ang Lee? MK, I like Ang Lee. Gemini Man looks like gonna be a lot of fun. So, ufology equals aliens, FYI. Well, I kind of figured that. Let's see. Thoughts on 2 more Halloween movies. I didn't see the last Halloween movie, but it makes sense they were going to do a sequel. Made a lot of money for a cheap budget. Would I rather watch Frozen 2 or Frozen again or an Alex Jones sex tape? I've seen Frozen a lot, so I'm in for something interesting. I would watch an Alex Jones sex tape. Am I looking forward to the... I think I already said that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, John Carpenter producing, I'm always on board with. You wish they kept the tip going? I do too. I wish they kept the tip going. That'd be pretty good. Ian, yeah, if you're gonna binge The Boys, dude, it's fucking 8 hours and it's so worth it. It is like so exceptionally worth it. The Boys is a lot of fun. Um, it's yeah, just it's crazy. Cracks me up, man. It's so much. It's not that the movie itself made me like the show itself made me laugh. It had more to do with like this the way that it portrayed characters, the way that it portrayed the universe around it. Like if superheroes were real, would they just be bastards? And the answer to that is yeah, they probably would. They probably would be real bastardy people because they could and no one could stop them. But the way that it weaves in business and social media and branding and everything else in it was good. Do I ever think that we will be getting a Community movie? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I think Netflix would be the one to do it probably. Yeah, basically they're doing a Hellraiser TV series. Am I going to get Warner Brothers streaming service HBO Max coming out this year? I don't know. But it's coming out early next year, Joshua. Yeah, Black Sperm. I'll wait at this point for probably for Halloween to watch Halloween. Do I like Judd Apatow movies? I do. I do. I think, he was really funny in The 40-Year-Old Virgin and Knocked Up because he wasn't trying to like be poignant in those films. Funny People, he tried a bit too hard. It was a real awkward movie to watch. And I didn't really care for it. Like the first half was really funny. The second half was like really sad. I didn't see Trainwreck or This Is 40 because I didn't care for Funny People as much as I did. I just didn't care. And then again, nobody came to me afterward and said, who did see those films and said, holy shit. Yeah, you've really got to watch these movies. Like you should really check out these films. Like no one told me that. No one even who I would normally trust to let me know to watch these things. So I just kind of tuned out. But The 40-Year-Old Virgin and Knocked Up are really funny. And I think that the thing is, we don't get comedies like that. And we're not getting comedies like that. What was it? Good Boys is coming out, which is going to be something along the lines of that. Because that's Seth Rogen. Even though Seth Rogen is an extremely woke motherfucker, he still puts out fucking edgy content. He still produces and writes edgy content. And look, I can handle his commentary, his politics, because it doesn't because in my mind at least it doesn't come across like he sacrifices his art for it. Like he made Sausage Party. I mean, come on. Let's see here. All right. Okay. All right. Do I think Rambo will die in the last movie? Yeah, I think he will. I loved Rambo from '08 though. That was so good. Have I ever seen Let the Right One In? I did. Really liked Let the Right One In. Really enjoyed Matt Reeves' remake of it, the Let Me In. I thought Let the Right One In though was really well done. Saw it in theaters when it was traveling around. Really liked it. Thoughts on Stallone's Judge Dredd? Look, I don't hate it. I'll be fair. I don't hate it because to me, I love Demolition Man so much. So for me, Judge Dredd just kind of comes across as a really funny one. But then again, Carl Urban's Dredd from 2012 is just perfection. Thoughts on Wedding Crashers? Man, I loved Wedding Crashers. That line, "Shut your mouth when you're talking to me," is pretty funny. Like, we like to play a little game. Just a tip, or ouch, ouch, you're on my hair. And then, yeah, this is a good movie. Is toenail removal the best ingrown toenails? I don't fucking know. Rambo 1. Okay, you just saw Rambo 1 and 2 for the first time. Yeah, Rambo 1. I'm assuming you're talking about First Blood. Is a really, really, really good film. And then you get First Blood Part 2, which ramps up the action by like 1,080%. And then you get, Rambo 3, where he literally goes and like, didn't he help the Taliban in that movie? But James Cameron wrote Rambo 2. So yeah, to give you an idea. Uh, so there's that, and they're good films, yeah. But really, Rambo, just Rambo, was a solid movie. Cable Guy is underrated. I completely agree. Cable Guy also has one of the best Cypress Hill songs that you're only ever going to hear on that soundtrack, and it's called "The Last Assassin," which is really interesting that they have a song on there by Cypress Hill called "The Last Assassin" that you only hear at the part when Matthew Broderick's character is walking into the jail. He's in the jail and he's walking to his cell. You hear it for like maybe 5 seconds, but it's on the soundtrack. It's pretty good. Let's see here. Would I like episode 9 to end on a cliffhanger? I don't know, man. Like I would prefer it just to end. Give me the end of that saga. It's okay for it to end. How do I think the Emperor will return? Holocron. It's not going to be. Ian McDermott is clearly going to give his voice, and he was on set, but he's not going to be alive. It'll be a holocron. Let's see. I wish we could get more good parody movies like Airplane. What happened to good parody? Well, when the Wayans brothers did Scary Movie 1 and Scary Movie 2, those are great. 2000, 2001, respectively. But then they went to PG-13 and they started to suck. And then they just did more. And then Marlon Wayans tried doing it. And he did that haunted house movie. I watched the first one. It's pretty terrible, but it had some funny jokes. But Marlon Wayans, as much as I like him, is not Keenen Ivory Wayans. And Keenen Ivory Wayans, when working with his family, brings out a lot of In Living Color. And it's not just In Living Color. It's I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, which is one of the funniest goddamn films. It's the oh God, what's that one he did with Jada Pinkett Smith? It was like a Shaft ripoff. Keenen Ivory Wayans. It was. Oh my God, why do I not remember? I love that movie in the 90s. A Low Down Dirty Shame. He did A Low Down Dirty Shame, which was completely meant to be his, a total Shaft thing. It was great, man. If you've never seen it, it's fantastic. It's a solid action film. It's a funny ass movie. It's Keenen Ivory Wayans acting like a badass. Got Jada Pinkett Smith in it. This is before she hooked up with Will Smith. I mean, it's it's solid, man. It's a solid goddamn film. I love Keenen Ivory Wayans. I do. I think he's great. So yeah, there's that. Okay. Undercover Brother was pretty funny too. That was pretty good. What would I like to see? What's more likely to be rebooted, Jaws or Back to the Future? With any luck, neither, but probably Back to the Future once Zemeckis dies. He may have written it in his will that it won't be remade, but they'll figure out a way to get around it. Is Power Rangers being rebooted once again? You know what? They keep going back and forth. 7 Beetle. They keep going back and forth whether it's going to be a reboot or a continuation. I've heard it go both ways at this point. I have no idea. I liked the 2017 movie. I did. I really liked it. I thought it was a solid. It was solid. And, it had some dumb moments in it. Some real dumb moments in it. Like when the Black Ranger sneaks out with one of the Zords and it's like no one knew. It's broad daylight. Okay. But there's that. Let's see here. But let's see. Yes to a Zelda movie starring Keanu motherfucking Reeves. Yeah, if Keanu played old school Link, I think I'd be okay with that. I should call my nighttime shows Cold with the Boys. Maybe I could. Where I just say whatever the fuck I want. See, do I want a Zelda movie? Yeah, I do. I think giving us Hyrule, but they would have to. I don't know how they would do it. I think if they did a Zelda movie and like Link didn't talk, I would actually be okay with that. Because if whoever they bring in to play Link is going to be like, it's going to be a tough sell. Let's see. Damn it, the fucking chat gets up, but it's okay. Do I like Tropic Thunder? Oh fuck yeah, dude. That's one of the best movies ever made. I don't give a shit what anyone says. Does James Cameron's Avatar get dumped on more than it deserves? Yeah, Axel, yeah, 100%, man. Look, look, Avatar is a story, it's a basic story. It's a basic story. It's a simple one, it hits the beats, but it was, as I've said, it was the experience of Avatar. The experience of Avatar that is why it made all that money. You know, and I think Avatar 2, if it's good enough, it will do it. Um, what is the best Pirates of the Caribbean movie? The first one by far. By far. I like them all, but the first one is the best one. They get kind of dumb after that. I mean, it's funny talking about like pirates and whatever the fuck, but still. A Zelda movie could be good, but no Link talking. What kind of movie would be animated? I'd prefer animated. I don't need to be a live action. You could give me an animated one based upon like the same cell state shaded stylings of Wind Waker or Breath of the Wild, and I'd be happy. But I think it would have to be animated and cell shaded in order to really kind of give us the world of Hyrule in the way that Miyamoto originally wanted to. Oh, what's the best Pirates of the Caribbean sequel? Oh, the best Pirates sequel is the second one. The third one is such a fucking mess of a movie. It's so big. It's so big. Um, oh God, could you imagine a Back to the Future reboot featuring a Tesla? Yeesh. Let's see here. A789 Full says he wants John Carter too. Amen, brother, on that one. Owen Schroyer as DSP in a TSP movie. Oh my, I keep forgetting Owen Schroyer as a person. If I had to pick one Disney Plus TV show for Star Wars, would I want Darth Vader, Yoda, or Obi-Wan series? I would want an Obi-Wan series. Yoda would be good as a side character, and you could never really do a Darth Vader. You could never really do a Darth Vader series, I don't think, or a Darth Vader themed movie, because we always want to follow the protagonist, right? And we know that he would be the antagonist. Now, in the, let's say, Star Wars Theory short film, that he did a really good job at humanizing Vader, and I think if you were able to pull that off, it'd be okay. I think that if Disney were to bring in that team to do a Vader show, that'd be dope. I think they do a good job. Let's see here. What direction would the G.I. Joe movie take? Yeah, I think you should embrace the cheesiness of the 80s. I do. I think it should. Because at this point, the 80s are 30 years old. So let it, just do it. Have I seen Spy Kids? I've seen 1 and 2. I haven't seen 3, and I think they might have done another one. So we're getting a D&D TV show. We are getting it. We are getting a D&D TV show. I thought they were doing the movie. Dungeons and Dragons, a TV show, ran from 1983 to 1985. Oh, that looks terrible. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything new from that. I know. Let's see. Comic Book Resources ran an article back in May saying now is the time for a D&D TV series. Oh, well, okay, sorry. Deborah Ann Wool will lead a new Dungeons and Dragons show. I didn't see this article when it dropped. From geek.com. Let's see. Oh, she's in a show called Relics and Rarities, a new RPG series. Okay, so it's going to be on Geek and Sundry. She's going to be in that one. So she's just playing the DM. Okay. So it's not actually going to be a new show. Ian says he wants to see Jupiter Ascending. I saw an article out there the other day trying to defend that. I'm like, dude, even I can't defend that. Still waiting for the Jetsons live action. That'd be pretty dope. You want to see Shadowrun made into a series? Yeah, I'd be okay with that one. Which Marvel Phase 4 movies am I looking forward to specifically? MK, Doctor Strange 2. Shang-Chi, I want to see what they do with it. The Eternals looks kind of, I don't know. Maybe it could be good. I know they're saying that they're going full Jack Kirby, which will be cool in a visual sense, but the Eternals is just another way to shit on DC's New Gods. And Ava DuVernay is directing New Gods, so I'm kind of okay with that. I just don't like Ava DuVernay. I don't think she's that talented of a director. So I think she's just, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. Let's see here. Thundercats movie, but with the same technology as a Cats. No, no. That's fucking frightening. That's horrifying. That's terrible. No. Um, Jaws 5 or reboot because you want. Let's see here. Okay, Jaws 5 or reboot could be good because you just want another good shark movie that's not sci-fi CGI schlock. Dude, Deep Blue Sea was a good shark movie. Have I ever seen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Yes. Actually, it's on Netflix right now, too. I saw it in theaters when it came out. So Long and Thanks for All the Fish is a really funny song. And I think the movie was really good. I think the movie was really fantastic. And I think that it was really dumb that they never bothered to make the other few books. But I do understand why they took the ending of the fourth book and put it as the ending of the movie. And that's simply because they destroyed the Earth and they want to make sure that people know that it was coming back. They had to do that, but I thought it was really well done. Let's see here. Oh, I didn't see the Meg. I didn't see the Megalodon movie. I want to though. That was a John Turteltaub film, and I like him as a director. National Treasure 1, National Treasure 2 was really good. So I need to watch that. And I know that came out like a year ago. I'm just behind on everything. Did I hear that 8chan was taken off the web? I did. It's on another website now. It's on some weird Zero Edge website where it can't be taken down. And the first thing that somebody did is create a board for child related terribleness. And people are already commenting on it. Also lots of racism. So, I mean, it's terrible. Anyway, favorite recent reboot rumor that sounds bad. I did not hear that Pirates of the Caribbean would get rebooted from modern times. It makes like no sense. Hey Nate, thanks for coming in, man. Really appreciate it. I don't know. Reboot rumors are tough because it's like I try not to comment on them too much. I don't know if I do. It's so hard when like We Got This Covered and comicbook.com just run like every Heroic Hollywood, run every little thing as it's a scoop. And it's like I pointed out in my video, they get a lot of 38 million hits a month. Like that's why people like Comic Book Cast run what they do. I don't have anything against Armin. I like Armin, but like, I sometimes look at some of the videos he puts out and I'm just like, I roll my eyes. Cause there's also like a self-indignant attitude there that gets a little, I can see it gets a little old for people. Did I see the Irishman trailer? I did. It looks good. Stupidest clickbait article relating to the MCU. Oh, fuck. There's been so goddamn many. Probably the stupidest clickbait article was that trolls are review bombing Captain Marvel before it came out because there's in no way reality. Let's see here. You would like to see a BattleTech MechWarrior series. You wouldn't care which streaming service hosts it. I think it would be Netflix because they tend to cater more towards the anime, more towards Japan type stuff. You wish they'd make a TV series on the clerics from Equilibrium. TNT Freeze. I never saw Equilibrium. I know. I just never got around to watching it. She's why don't I like Dave Duvernay? She's only made classics like Real Time. Yeah. I just never got into her. Am I going to watch The Matrix re-release? If it's playing near me, I probably will go see it. I do love The Matrix. Do I think the director of Odd Thomas could make a good Akira? Yeah, I think he could, man. I think he really could. You hope they release National Treasure 3. I do too. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see another one. You want to see a Mission Impossible 007 crossover? Two wildly different franchises. Two wildly different. So I think it's I like Ethan Hunt in the world that Ethan Hunt is in, and I like I like 007, and I again, like, I like Daniel Craig. I'm looking forward to seeing Bond 25 when it comes out next year. I'll be there, fucking midnight or whatever, preview screenings. Because I grew up watching Bond. I love Bond. But I also find it interesting that so many people are upset that it's like he retired in this movie and they replaced him with a black woman and people freak the hell out. Like, it's just, who cares? If it's a good movie, it's a good movie. But I am looking forward to the next two Mission Impossible films. I think Christopher McQuarrie was the exact thing that franchise needed. Could a live action Thundercats movie work without seeming weird? I think if they treated it like it was normal and they treated it like it was the thing and no, and they worked real hard on making it as character accurate as they could, they would be okay. What movies would I like to see crossover? I don't know anymore. I mean, I tell you what, I want Daredevil in the fucking MCU. I want Charlie Cox as Daredevil in the MCU alongside Spider-Man, fucking taking out bad guys in Hell's Kitchen. That's what I want. That's it. Is that so hard? Is that so hard? Let's see. Pirates of the Indian Sea would be an appropriate modern take. Yeah. Or Pirates of Somalia. Be interesting. Thoughts on the Mortal Kombat movies. The first movie, I think it still holds up 20 years later. Almost 25 years later. Mortal Kombat Annihilation, I saw stoned out of my mind, and I really liked it when I first saw it, and I was really high. And then I sobered up and I watched it again, and I was like, man, I have terrible taste. Could the director of Crawl make a good Akira? I don't know if Alexandre Andre could make a good Akira. He makes good campy horror films, and I love him for that. I really, really liked Crawl, actually. I need to do a video on it, a review, but I saw it a few weeks ago. I really liked it. Netflix Daredevil is the only thing Disney could make canon in the MCU. Season 1 and season 3 can be enjoyed as standalone seasons. I agree, but I just really love Charlie Cox as Daredevil. Like, I was so excited for the Defenders because of Charlie Cox. I loved the Defenders in general. I thought it was a great series. It kind of had a little bit of it ran out of steam a little bit towards the end, but the fact that I just really liked it, thought it was great. Did I ever get around to checking out the Cowboy Bebop series? No, I did not. I need to though. Can Atlantis, The Lost Empire, ever work as a live action? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, can they just do Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis and call it a fucking day? Do I think Fantastic Four can ever be a big blockbuster hit? Yes. I think if it's tied into the MCU, they introduce it, and then they bring it into the modern MCU, and they move it along in the timeline with everybody else, and they build 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 to either Doctor Doom or Galactus and everything else as a part of a huge event show, and they're going to be, if cast correctly, they will be so well loved. I have a feeling the Fantastic Four could eclipse the popularity of the incoming X-Men. I do. I think Fantastic Four has so many fans going back over 50 years that if done correctly, its popularity could be like that of Iron Man launching the MCU. Pixar's Onward looks interesting. Which one is that one again? Oh, yeah. I like the teaser trailer for it. 2 sibling elves embark on a quest to discover if there's any magic left in the world. It does look interesting. The trailer, yeah, it looked, I want to see it. I do want to see it. Do I watch Collider? I actually spent the other day, I actually decided to go and, spend a bit of time watching Collider to kind of figure out if I could mimic, their how they do things and how they put out content, because, I'd love to be able to do this on a daily basis, talk to you guys. The problem with it is, and I'll be honest, the problem is timing and money. I make more money by just doing individual videos and putting them out. And, I got 2 kids now, and I got to make sure that's the thing. So that's what I am personally working on. If this channel ever gets big enough to where I can do something like that and have it actually pay the bills, and it's not even like it's that much. It's like just for, I don't want to go into specifics, but it's like, it's not as much as you might think. My circumstances are actually pretty decent. But it's just getting to that point, I'd be able to then put down everything else and focus on doing the live show. And I'd like to, I'm not able to at this point. And it is financial, because it is financial. I do other channels, I run other content, and things like that. Plus I look after my kids. So that's going to be, again, finding that right time, perfect world situation. But I was watching Collider trying to figure out how I could emulate it. It's kind of like how I watched John Campea. I watched John Campea to look to see how he does things so I could improve upon it. And you know how I improve upon it? You know how I do that? You guys notice how we've been talking for over an hour? I think we've been on now for an hour and a half. There's been super chats, which I'm very thankful for. But I'm going through and trying to answer everyone's question, and I'm not charging you to do it. That's the difference between me and John fucking Campea. And I like the guy as a commentator. I do. But that annoys me. That annoys me that he kind of forces you to pay to play. And I don't like that. So there's that. Anyway. Let's see here. Let me go back up and find it. Okay. Better Jason Statham films, Transporter or Crank? If we're talking about the overall franchise, Crank, because Crank 1 and Crank 2 are fantastic. Transporter 1 is great. Transporter 2 was a lot of fun. Transporter 3 was bad. NBC streaming service predictions. I don't know, man. Like, I don't care about that. I don't know. I think Law and Order is going to be a big one on there. Yeah. Do you want to get Law and Order SVU beamed right to your house 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, non-stop rape, sexual assault, violence against women? To watch Ice-T attempt to explain Kotaku to one of his co-stars. That's right. Gamers rise up. Go home, gamer girl. Law and Order SVU coming this summer. NBC Universal streaming. The only place you can get rape 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. NBC Universal streaming. How's this? Ancient Times reboot Pirates of Persia or Pirates of Arabia? I'd be okay with either of those things. I think there's good history there, man. There's good stories to tell. You think that Disney's going to give John Krasinski Reed Richards? Maybe, but it's only, but Amazon really likes him as Jack Ryan. So they'll keep him around. That will keep him busy. Plus, Paramount's having him do, Quiet Place. What's it called? What's it called? Quiet what? A Quiet Place? I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. A Quiet Place. That's right. Yeah. I hear it's really good. I just haven't seen it. So, okay. A Nightmare on Elm Street movie by It director would be pretty cool. I'd be okay with that, Black Sperm. I think it'd be pretty good. Javier Guzman, with the acquisition of Power Rangers by Hasbro, do I think the crossover with G.I. Joe and Transformers can be successful? Yeah, I do. I really do. I think it'd be very interesting if they tried that. Garrick, Zootopia or Moana? You know, I really thought I was going to hate Moana. Fucking loved it. Fucking loved Moana. I really did. Zootopia is, I think, an overall better movie, but I had more fun watching Moana. And I mean, it's got Jermaine Clements as a giant crab singing a song about Shiny. I'm a big Flight of the Conchords fan. So that's like, it was cool for me. Plus The Rock. I like The Rock. I do. I'm going to talk shit about The Rock in a video coming up, mostly because I don't think he's actually been able to, like, he's not as big of a star as people make him out to be. He's got the persona, but he doesn't actually have the backing in his own right. But no, he did a great job in Moana, 100%. And I actually kind of want to see the ABC live action Little Mermaid, because the girl who played Moana is going to be Ariel. That should be pretty interesting. Kong movie most underrated. Are we talking Skull Island, or what are we talking? King Kong. Let's see here. Ian says, I hate the fact that Kevin Feige can't say X-Men. Here's the thing: is he knows he's got X-Men, but I think he doesn't want to lead people on with that. I think he's saying mutants because he doesn't want to build up the expectation of a team up movie first. I really think that it's going to be individual films leading into an X-Men team up, because it's smart. You get to space out the content and make a lot of fucking money. Am I excited for Studio Ghibli's How Do You Live? I mean, yeah. Like, when I get around to watching it, I don't rush out to see Studio Ghibli films. It's not that I don't want to. They never really like come across my path, you know? I know like a local theater here was running like Princess Mononoke and Spirited Away. And I was like, I missed both. And I was really ticked because I would have loved to have gone and seen those again. Mononoke and Spirited Away, they're fucking great films. But like Ponyo was kind of like, you know, and it's like he's hit or miss. Howl's Moving Castle. I'm sorry. Here's a hot take. Terrible movie. The English adaptation. I haven't seen the Japanese sub, so don't sue me. You know, don't get too mad at me on that one. But I didn't care for Howl's Moving Castle at all. It was such a bad movie. It's just the character of Howl is such a terrible character, and just totally dragged the whole film down. Animation wise, beautiful. Let's see here. Basic says, I would love to see another Crank movie. Oh yeah, fucking give me another Crank movie. Give me another Nedivine Taylor film, man. Like, where have they been? Thoughts on the Alien Isolation movie? Are they doing an Alien Isolation movie? Because I know that they took Alien Isolation and they turned it into a web series, like a 70-minute web series a few months ago. Terrible. It was terrible. I love the game, but they took out so much from the game. So much from the game. Ian, hashtag free chat. That's right. Rise of Phantoms, keeping it real, bruh. You have to. Campia used to take Twitter questions or even live chat. Well, yeah, he gets people giving him like a couple hundred or a couple $1,000 a day. Why would you? I mean, don't get me wrong. If I was making a couple $1,000 a day, I can see how that would be a thing. But the whole point is having a conversation and building a community and talking to people and having mutual respect. And I think I think timing is a mutual respect. I think if you're listening to me right now, I don't know where you are. There's 45 of you listening. That's fantastic. It's literally 1:12 in the morning on a Wednesday. You know, like we're just chit-chatting and shit. And this is a lot of fun for me. Let's see. Thoughts on Sony's new PlayStation film division? I'm cool with that. Give me a God of War movie, man. Just give me a God of War movie. Just do it. Give me an Uncharted film. You know, I mean, I'd even take a fucking, was it Crash Bandicoot? Is that Sony? I don't know who made that. What other properties do they have? Give me Days Gone. I love that game. Last of Us. Oof. You know, The Order 1887, man. That was a really solid cinematic film. Video game experience. You should, that'd be pretty cool. There's good things you should do with that. They should really do it. Let's see. Jordan here says, John Campea has become way too egotistical. He goes, is it just me or do I feel that his questions in the show feel fake? I've actually pondered that myself, Jordan. I've asked this to people I know who know him, and I've asked the question, does John Campea fake the questions that he gets as a way to kind of like segue into commentary? I mean, it's sure the dude gets a lot of emails, but it's like if you're looking to like church it up or something, I wouldn't be surprised if he took questions that he got and then just repurposed them into something that looked original in order to play it up, you know. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Greg McDonald says Charlie Cox was perfect, as was Kristen and Jessica Jones. The shows were hit and miss. Bernthal was Punisher and all the way around. Yeah, I agree, man. I really like the Punisher season 2. I don't know why people talk shit about that. You know, Punisher looking after a kid. They're like, it's woke Punisher. Like, what? You know how many people he fucking murdered in that show? A lot. And him having a kid humanized the character of Frank Castle. And people are like, you can't have a character of Frank Castle be human. He can't. He's just too angry. That just dilutes the character. And it's like, you cannot have a protagonist in a television show or a movie that doesn't have something of emotional value at stake. Stories are not told that way. And if it was just like a robotic thing, even RoboCop had his own emotions used against him from when he was Frank Murphy. Right? Like, you know, there's all that. It's just people. God damn it. Anyway. Okay. Let's see. Jurassic World series on Universal streaming service could put them in the conversation. You know, yeah, they could, man. Something with Jurassic Park could totally be the case. What's better? James Cameron's 1986 Aliens or Starship Troopers? Gun Griffin, why would you ask me such a question? That's a hard question to ask. That really is. I'm gonna catch flag for this. I'm gonna totally catch flag for this one, but I'm gonna say Starship Troopers is a better movie. It's not that I don't love Aliens, I do, but Paul Verhoeven made such a good movie with Starship Troopers that it's like I saw that movie like 3-4 times in the theater, and I wasn't even 17 when it came out. I said sneak in to see it. Let's see, Night Thrasher series on Disney Plus. What's Night Thrasher? I've never heard of that. Is a fictional character, a superhero appearing in American comic books. Oh, okay. I mean, if it's a really kind of violent thing, it's going to be on Hulu. No, it's going to be on Hulu, 100%. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, okay, Jordan, your Scooby-Doo fan film is PG-13. You're going for more of a darker and 80s horror tone. Cool, man. Yeah, didn't you email me about that? You told me about that a while ago, I believe, right? The Scooby-Doo fan film. How's that going for you? Thoughts on Sarah Silverman? I don't really have thoughts on Sarah Silverman, like at all. Do I watch Jeremy Jahns or Chris Stuckman? I don't, and the reason why is not that I don't. If they do something that's not a movie review, I'll check them out. I don't like to watch movie reviews before I see the movie, and it's actually it's true. I don't like to watch them because I like to go in cold. And I don't want my opinion influenced. Now, there are some times, like in the case of Batman v Superman, the theatrical cut, not the extended, but the theatrical. I had made a video for my other channel, Mundane Matt, where I said, you should spoil this movie before going in to go see it. Because, and I said, because it was so weird, like there's certain things you need to know that if you spoil it, you'll know certain things going in and it will just make it a better experience. Little did I know when I made that video that that had a lot to do with the 30 minutes of narrative that was cut from the theatrical cut in order to get in an extra showtime. So I was right in that particular regard to like go in and spoil this movie. Then you have a better understanding. But most of the time, I don't like to spoil anything for myself. So I don't like to read reviews. And I mean, honestly, a lot of the time, I don't even like doing reviews. I think I suck at reviews. You know, people want me to do them and I'll get asked to do them, you know, and I'm like, just give my thoughts on something. But it's like, I don't have a formula. I don't have a format. I just kind of go, let me break down this movie. I just ramble for 15 minutes. And it's not, and then I feel really dumb afterward. I do. I feel really dumb afterward. Reason why I don't watch, why I won't watch a Jeremy Jahns review is mostly because of his editing style. He edits so fast, I don't have time to process what he said. Maybe it's because I'm 37. Maybe it's because I'm a little bit older. I don't know. But the way I view it is like I'm watching it and he just cuts. And I'm like, dude, listen, man, this ain't Snapchat, motherfucker. I don't need this many cuts. All right, like say something and let me then process what you're saying. Just trying to get it out in as fast of a way as humanly possible. It really does game the system. Like if I were to do a video, and I could prove this to you. I could do a video where I cut every like 3 to 5 seconds, had a jump cut, whether it was needed or not. Every time there was a pause, I chop out that pause. My watch time would probably be through the roof. Because people would be like, they would be so inundated with me just kind of barreling information at them. It would either work well for more videos to get more videos out like that, or it would hurt. And I think it would hurt because I get a decent watch time. My average videos, like dude, check this out. Most people who watch my channel are not subscribed to my channel, right? It's like about a 60-40 split of not subscribed to subscribed. And so I get a lot of people who subscribe and they watch, but I get a lot of people who don't subscribe who watch. And my average watch time is about 65 to 70%. So, you know, it's like, I don't need to do that in order to get people to watch. I hope that my enthusiasm and the way I approach things helps out. Unless it's Game of Thrones content. People fucking hate me for that thing. So there's that. Anyway. So anyway, I'm off of that rant. I'm off the tangent. Okay. So, Black Sperm, Peter Jackson's King Kong is a masterpiece. I think it was really good. Yeah, it was great. How do I feel about the new remakes announced by Disney? Javier, I'm not a huge fan. To be fair, I'm just not, Night at the Museum could be interesting. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I really liked the first 3 movies. I thought the first 3 films were great. Cheaper by the Dozen. Who gives a fuck? I mean, really, who gives a fuck? So let's see here. Okay. Do I like Robert Zemeckis's? Damn it. I'm like way beyond on that one. I'm just going to rush through a bunch of these then. Do I like Robert Zemeckis's motion capture films? Yes, I do. God, what was it's the train one, the Christmas one was good. I should know this. Zemeckis, damn it. Okay, hold on. Zemeckis. Okay. Beowulf was good. There, I remember that one. I troubled that one. And then he did the Christmas one. What has he done? What's he directed? He's directed so many good movies. A Christmas Carol was pretty decent. I thought it was a good one. The Polar Express, that was it. I really liked. Yeah, because he did 3 films back to back. Polar Express in 2004, Beowulf, and Christmas Carol, and those 3 were all motion capture. And I think he really led the way. For motion capture in animation being used. And I think video games have really perfected it, but I do like Zemeckis quite a bit. He's made so many good movies, so many iconic films. And, he's got it. What has he got coming up? He's doing The Witches. That's in post-production. I mean, I felt bad that Welcome to Morrowind kind of crashed and burned, but that's just kind of how these things are. Okay. Will Sony Pictures make a standalone Green Goblin film as a response to the Joker? Maybe, but we have to introduce Harry Osborn, I think, in the MCU first. You heard Disney is making a live action Lilo and Stitch and Hunt Dragon Notre Dame. That is true. They are. I don't know how it's going to do. Do I like the American Pie movies? I do. And the fact that American Pie came out 20 years ago this month, right? It came out. Oh no, sorry. It came out 20 years ago, a month ago. And yet so many iconic movies have hit 20 years old this year. And like, no one's saying a goddamn thing about it. Like, it's so weird. The Matrix turned 20. It's getting a re-release, months after the fact. But no, American Pie turned 20 years old. And it's pretty funny because I don't think people want to talk about it predominantly because they don't want to admit that it's a good movie. I think a lot of the time they want to complain about stuff, and there's that. But I love those movies. Okay, so Wolverine versus Hulk in the MCU. I think there's going to be a matchup at one point in time. The Thing versus Hulk would be fucking dope, dude. It all depends on who plays Benjamin Grimm, though. Do I think Avatar 2 will make more money than Endgame? No, actually, Siege. I don't think that. I don't. Not saying it's not going to happen. I just don't think it will. I think Avatar 3 might. If Avatar 2 is really good and Avatar 3 comes out 2 years later, I think Avatar 3 could. Depending on whatever story it is that James Cameron has built up, as well as the experience that he gives us. But I do think the films are going to be tailored more to an international audience, which is going to be where the movie predominantly makes its cash. Thoughts on James Gunn's Super? Good movie. I didn't care for Ellen Page in the film at all. So when her character got, I was okay with that. Let's see here. Jordan says, I have 146 minutes completed of the film and you're currently working on the ending and you have a release date of, wait, you shot 146 minutes of the Scooby-Doo fan film? Like, really? Let's see. What is it? Is it animated or what? Is it live action? Hold on here. Okay. Is it okay? You got it. Yeah, that's interesting shit. I'm kind of curious on that one. I'm looking at your channel right now. I'm going to bring it up to watch later. Do I want an Austin Powers 4? Yes, I do. Which is worse, Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones? Phantom Menace. Attack of the Clones actually got a lot better, and I will give Razor Fist credit for that. Looking at it as like George Lucas trying something different, like a political thing, worked out really well. Let's see here. Okay. Hey, Micah, thanks for coming in, man. Really appreciate it. Let's see. Okay. Paul Joseph Watson is Captain Britain. No, thank you. Thoughts on The Boys and what will happen in season 2? I don't know what's going to happen in season 2, but I really, really, really like The Boys. If people here haven't seen it, I don't want to talk about it too much. Do I have nostalgia for VHS tape formats? In some cases I do. In some cases I do. In many cases I don't because they take up so much space. But what I do is I like to go and buy obscure Blu-rays. I like to go and look through like weird releases that I can find at Walmart and Target and stuff. Stuff that you wouldn't think comes out, but just kind of comes out. And like, I mean, I actually bought the Watchmen motion comic. Warner Brothers had a motion comic of the Watchmen graphic novel made. And then they also had the animated, whatever the animated comic was, the comic in the graphic novel, the Red Sea thing. I don't remember what it's called, but they had that. I got that on Blu-ray. Okay. Let's see here. I'm just going to go to the main chat. I might skip some stuff. I'm sorry. So it's kind of like, it's just a lot to catch up with. Let's see. If I had to make box office predictions, how much do I think Star Wars Episode 9 will make? I'm going to say 1.7 billion. It's going to do better than The Last Jedi, but it's not going to top The Force Awakens. What is James Cameron's best movie? True Lies. Okay, so you're doing an animated fan film for Scooby-Doo. Cool, man. Do I want Kylo Ren to be redeemed at the end of Episode 9 or to go at evil? I want him to go at evil. He's too far away for redemption. And I know they're trying to argue that for like, no one's really ever gone. Like I know that's a whole little, no one's really ever gone. Ooh, Kylo's going to become a good guy. Ooh, no, let it, you don't need to recreate the past, right? You can counter that line with the whole, let the past die, kill it if you have to line, God, why am I quoting The Last Jedi? Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, Jordan here says, I love The Boys, but it's uncomfortable to watch. There was a scene they cut from that show where apparently Homelander, like, he starts masturbating, like, on top of, like, the Vought Tower building. And he's like, I can do what I want. I can do what I want. I don't have to do what I want. And, like, he just, like, ejaculates all over the city, you know? And the Amazon told him to cut that scene, but they shot it. It's done. Hopefully it's on the TVT. I don't want to see it, but it's like, bring that in there. Yeah. Like, have that. If you want to be more uncomfortable, watch a grown man, relieve himself, orgasmically all over the city. Do I think physical media will ever truly go away? No, not at all. Not at all. Because I do Blu-ray therapy and I do need to get back into it. But like, when that eventually goes away, let's say I'm still doing it, I'll just transition to going to like Goodwills and thrift stores and stuff. You'll always find it there. Let's see here. Did I watch the Red Sea Diving Resort? No, I just heard about it. Actually. Thoughts on Revenge of the Sith? My favorite movie of the prequels. That movie was really good. I don't give a shit what anyone says. Thoughts on Dora the Explorer? I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to watch it at all. We are the last generation of hardware. If we wanted to watch VHS, listen to CD, record a tape, play a game, we need a VCR, CD player. Yeah, I mean, no, it's true, Gun Griffin. We're gonna eventually, it's all going to the cloud. And then, what was it I was reading today? Oh yeah, DuckTales Remastered is being removed from Steam. It's being removed. You can still download it if you have it, but it's like, why are you removing this shit? So there's that. When is Deadpool 3 going to happen? Probably not till Phase 5. Did I watch Mindhunter? Am I excited for Season 2? Yes. I really, really liked Mindhunter. And this one's all about the BTK. So I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with BTK and how it's going to play out. And also more of the one guy, the dude, the big guy from season 1. He did such a great job. I know they brought him back for this one. It's going to be great. You heard Disney's considering a sequel for Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, I've heard that too. We don't need it. I think it's dumb. Vinyl is proof physical media will never die. That's true, Greg. I was at Target and they have a lot of records still available. The fact they had the Chronic 2001 on the Chronic, Dr. Dre's first album, on record. I thought about getting. Who's more annoying, Jennifer Lawrence or Brie Larson? Definitely Brie. Larson. All the Nickelodeon live action movies to make. Why not Danny Phantom, or at least Hey Arnold? It's going to be really hard to find a kid with a football head for live action. And Dora plays to an international market. What about installing hardware in your brain, a la Musk's Neuralink? You know what? I probably am such a techno junkie that I would probably do that. It's like, you can watch movies by just closing your eyes. That's cool. TNT here says, would love to have seen a spinoff of I'm Gonna Get You Sucka with Kung Fu Joe. Hell yeah, man. That'd be great. Predator fighting samurai in a feudal Japan. I don't know what they would do with that. Like, I mean, I'm not against the black sperm. By all means, give us that ability. Thoughts on Spielberg's War of the Worlds? Munich was better. Munich was way better. I didn't not like War of the Worlds. I just want that to be clear. I did not like it. I liked it quite a bit. It was one of those things though where I saw it and I was like, yeah, it could, there's other things here. There's other aspects here that could have been better. I should say there's other elements that I think could have probably been played a bit better. Where's that at? Oh shit. Okay. All right. Sorry, I lost myself in the email here. Okay. Let's see here. Thoughts on Cats. Cats looked frightening. Like, because everyone is all freaking out over like Jennifer Hudson, but there's a lot of people that were straight up like jerking it to Taylor Swift as a cat. So that's kind of weird. Are we going to get Aliens, Colonial Marines versus a Predator? No, we're not. I would love to see that though. I would love to see something along those lines. That'd be great. Is Kingdom of the Crystal Skull that bad? No, it's really not. It's really, really, really not. I actually bought the graphic novel adaptation of it at Comic-Con, not gonna lie. Thoughts on Lock and Key. I've heard good things. I've never read it, but I've heard good things. Cartoon Network needs to bring back the original Teen Titans, probably, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. Predators have been around for hundreds of years. They could take it to a different time period. I agree, and I think that'd be very interesting if that could happen. But then again, is Fox going to want to invest the money? I mean, Predators, that was an interesting one. Predators 2010. Let's see here. It made 127 million off of a $40 million budget. So, I mean, I liked Predators 2010, by the way. I never saw the Predator or the new Predator one that they did. That Shane Black did. I never saw. Everyone told me it sucked. I just never got around to watching it. I need to. Let's see here, or the Predator. Yeah, that one crashed and burned. That didn't do very good. Yeah, $160 million worldwide for that one. But I mean, I'd love there to be more Predator. Let's see here. All right. Did I see the new TMNT movies? Like, which ones? I saw. Oh no, yeah, the one from 2014. I liked it. I never saw Out of the Shadows though. For some reason, I never got around to watching it, and but I really liked the 2014 one. Bebop and Rocksteady is enough to get me in the theater. I just don't know what happened. I think I was out of town or something. I've heard Batman versus TMNT is really good. Yeah, I mean the thing is, I think there's a lot of studio interference, Garrick. If I'm being honest with you, I think Shane Black has with Iron Man 3, there was studio interference. With the Nice Guys, Warner Brothers interfered a little bit, and I think they interfered with the Predator too. Let's see. I'm sure Disney's going to reboot all the popular Fox franchises. Not for a while though, considering that they said they lost like 170 million from the last quarter because of Dark Phoenix, which they, by the way, set up to fail. So there's that. Thoughts on the new Alien vs Predator movie with Engineers and Prometheus included? Is that a thing? Because I actually really liked Aliens versus Predator Requiem, the sequel. I thought was pretty good. I may be alone on that one, but like I liked it better than AVP. Let's see. I wish your Colonial Marines standalone film. Their motto was Bug Stompers. That would have been pretty cool if they did a Colonial Marine standalone film. I still to this day refuse to. I refuse to give Gearbox money, and I urge everybody to refuse to give Gearbox money because of how they fucked over Alien Colonial Marines. That game could have been so goddamn good, but they funneled money away from it in order to finish Borderlands 2. So there's that. Have I ever seen the 94 Street Fighter film? Come on, Garrick. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Of course. You remember that day as the day that I came to your village, killed your family, destroyed your entire life. But to me, it was a Tuesday. I can't do the Raul Julia, but that goddamn. I love that the Gaio line. Oh, we can go home and we can put down our guns, or you can get in the boat, come with me. What's the line about going up the river and kicking Bison's ass so hard? He'll think it's next week. So many great one-liners in Street Fighter. Ming Na Wen as Chung Li is hot as hell. Was it Balrog and E Honda? The whole line about getting pizza. Like it's just Miguel Nunez Jr. Like I love Street Fighter, man. Let's see. We need a dark and gritty TMNT movie like the OG black and white comics. I completely agree. I love to see that. Do I think John Cena is a good actor? I think John Cena is a very good person. I think he's an exceptional talent. I just don't think he's that good of an actor. He needs a better director. I'm sorry, Bumblebee was not very good. The Street Fighter film was better than the King of Fighters one. Wait, did they actually do a King of Fighters movie? Did they do a King of Fighters film? Like, did they? I mean, I've never heard of that. Now I'm looking it up. Film and animation here. Wikipedia. What's it say? A short series based on KOF titled King of Fighters Another Day was released in 2005. The English language live action film The King of Fighters was released direct to DVD. Oh my God, it did. Oh, wow. No way. Oh, I never saw it. I never saw it. It somehow slipped past me. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's fucking funny, man. That's got to be terrible. Do I think the next trilogy after episodes 9 will be the Old Republic? Probably. They're going to go, I think they're going to go so far away from the core timeline of Star Wars that it's going to be like a whole new thing. Did I ever see the Legend of Chun-Li movie? I did, and I didn't hate it because I like the director. I thought he did a good job on that Seagal film Exit Wounds with DMX, which is a really solid action film. And then also he did Cradle to the Grave with DMX and Jet Li, which I also really liked. So, yeah. I mean, Chris Klein is Guy Elvis. No, he wasn't Guy. Chris Klein was it Ken? He was Ken. That was some bad casting. That just was some bad casting. But that was right around the time of the Dragon Ball Z Evolution movie, right? Where they had that one kid playing Goku, like the whitest white boy ever. It's like, dude, no. Yeah, Ming-Na Wen is still pretty smoking hot. 54, completely agree. Thoughts on the Bird of Prey rumors? You know what? I mean, if that's the case, I think that's an interesting take. A gay black mask? Interesting take. Let's see. Do I think one day Lucasfilm will release the original non-special edition Star Wars films? Yeah, but not for a long time. I think that's because TNT has the streaming rights. They might have argued a difference between the original trilogy and the special edition. Might have argued as those being two separate entities. We'll have to wait and see. What movie gets so much undeserved hate? What movie gets so much undeserved hate? Man, I've watched a lot of movies that were bad. Let me think on that one. I'll get back to you. There's so many movies. There's movies I like. I think Batman Forever gets a lot of undeserved hate. I think as far as a Batman movie goes, it works. As far as a fun movie, it works. Val Kilmer as Batman works. Tommy Lee Jones as Harvey Dent works. Jim Carrey as the Riddler works. I think it just gets a lot of undue hate. I do. Should there be a Tron movie based on Flynn's system meeting with the internet? Yeah, I'd like to see them do more Tron. You're excited for the next Avatar, The Last Airbender? I've never seen any of that, ever. I saw the movie in 2010. I didn't hate it. Yeah, I know. I didn't hate it because I also had never seen the show. So my basis of reference is nothing. So as far as a movie, I thought it was pretty straightforward and a kid's film. Let's see here. Oh, Ming-Na Wen is 56. Oh, but when does whoever talks shit about Buckaroo Banzai? I never see anyone talk shit about Buckaroo Banzai. I mean, that's like no one ever talks shit about the fucking Hong Kong Cavaliers. You know what I mean? Like no one. Like it's such a beloved film from the 80s. Let's see. I thought that when Disney bought 20th Century Fox, had released the non-special editions. Dude, Disney wants money, so if there's money in it, they'll find a way to release it. E.T. is the Goonies, dude. I love E.T., but the Goonies is the Goonies. Look, I can, I was going to start humming the theme song, but then I realized that like it was going to be the Stripes theme song, which is not the same thing. Let's see what horror franchise I want to see come back. Which horror franchise? No, I don't think any of them, man. I'm kind of over the franchises coming back in some respects. Like what Blumhouse does with horror by kind of reinventing it, I think works really well. So, am I feeling tired yet? Yeah, I'm feeling tired, man. I'm feeling tired. I drank some Mountain Dew earlier, like fucking Diet Mountain Dew, and it kind of kept me going. Lisa Ann or Julia Ann? Uh, for me, it's all about Julia Ann, but I have a reason for that, specific reason for that. I don't mind Lisa Ann, but Julia Ann, fuck me. She's I yeah. So okay, so Julia Ann, who is a porn star, and she has been active for quite some time in the industry. She was in 2003. I was at E3 in LA, and I went to Spearmint Rhino, which is a strip club. And the reason why I went there was because they had actors. They had strippers that were out front of E3 that were giving out free topless lap dance coupons, and I'm a sucker for a good deal. So they give out lap dance coupons and stuff. And my buddy and I, who was from Seattle and I was from San Diego, and we were bored and we decided to go check it out. So we get over to the club, and at this time, this is 2003. Like I already had a full knowledge of strip clubs. We were both 21. And I was trying to explain to him, he had never been to a strip club before. And I was trying to explain to him, like, hey man, listen, these are the rules you don't want to break. You don't want to break this stuff at the strip club. You don't want to go use the ATM. You don't want to get a dance from the first girl that talks to you. You want to play coy. You want to kind of feel the room, get your money's worth, sort of thing. Anyway, he didn't listen to me on anything, and he disappeared for like an hour. So I'm at the tip rail, and I'm just, because I'm nothing else really going on. I was looking to see who I might want to use my free coupon on, and they had Julia Ann perform twice on stage that night. She did two different sets, and one of them was like her fully nude, like dipping hot wax on, like lighting a candle, then dumping hot wax on herself, and then she needed someone to wipe off the wax. And so apparently I just looked pathetic enough. And so she was like, you put out your hands. So I put out my hands. She put a towel over my hands, and then she put her boobs on my hands, and I got to rub her boobs. That was great. And then she did another set where she did this like kind of like lotion striptease thing where she came out like black leather pants and like a tank top, or like a wife beater, and like ended up tearing off the wife beater. And then she was like, anyone want it? And then apparently again, she saw me and went, this poor gentleman clearly doesn't get enough sex. So she tossed me the wife beater. So, and then gave me your business card. And I still can't quite figure out like why I got all this attention in her business card at the end of the day. And then I ended up getting my free topless lap dance. And I finally found my friend, and we went back to the hotel. But that was, yeah. So there's that. I've always got kind of a thing for her. So there's that. Let's see. Yeah, she's still hot. I don't care. She's still active too. She's still active. Very, very attractive. Anyway, so she was also in Orgasmo, if I recall correctly. She has a cameo appearance in Orgasmo. And I think she was in that. Maybe I'm wrong. So, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. She's I don't know what she's been up to recently. So I just that's what I know about her anyway. So now you guys know that story. Have I watched One Punch Man? I have not. So do I want to see all the Force Ghosts in episode 9? I have a feeling we are going to see all the Force Ghosts in episode 9, predominantly because it's going to be like as a way to kind of close it off. I think we're going to see Qui-Gon Jinn as a Force Ghost. If I'm being real honest, I think we're going to see that. Thoughts on Team America? Great film. Still stands up to this day. Yeah. Still stands up to this day. Really like that movie quite a bit. So I'm definitely down to see more of that. Anyway, yeah, I think I am gonna go to bed because it's almost 2. I don't know what time my kids are gonna wake me up. I got to try to get some sleep. I was actually gonna like do some like some recording, and then go from there. Like do a couple of videos that I could pump out tomorrow. But this was a fun conversation. This took up all the time. That's perfectly great. So I mean, the fact that we had 2 hours and we had like nearly 50 people watching is fucking awesome. So if you guys haven't already, check out the Discord link. It's in the chat if you guys want to join up the Discord. I'm in there. Unlike other YouTubers that apparently have it and then never use it. And yeah, I will. I'll talk to everyone. I'm probably gonna end up doing more of these types of streams, just because I'm gonna be on the nighttime duty here, with the baby, and I'm gonna have to have some time to kill. So, we'll talk. Have yourself a great night. Thank you again very much for watching, and peace out.